This life ain't for everybody. What's going on? I don't know if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple or Pandora or Spotify. I don't know. I'm just appreciative and thankful and blessed that y'all are listening and watching and telling people about it, talking about it. Do you like our guests? Do you like our topics? Do you like breaking it down? Do you like the music, the MMA, the military, the everyday walks of life, the athletics, the boxing, the baseball, the basketball, football, college wrestling, hockey, fighter pilots, coaches, college athletics? We talk about a lot of different things on here. The medical stuff, the relationship stuff, the conspiracy theories. Do you like Mr. Brett Fritz? I like it all. I like digging into a bunch of different things. I'm not a know-it-all by any means. I'm not even that intelligent, really. I like to learn. I like to be a sponge. I like to be teachable. I like to be coachable. I like to be disciplined. I like to have tenacity and entrepreneurial spirit. I like to have grit. I like it all. And we've been getting to do a lot of fun things, and I was just going to talk about one of them on this specific podcast. I got a few different episodes coming up right here. This life ain't for everybody. We got Walker Buehler coming up from the San Diego Padres. We got Will Smith coming up from the Dodgers, he's kind of a part of this other one. We're going to do one on the Dodgers-Brewers game that we got to experience in the city of Milwaukee with the State Tourism Agency, Travel Wisconsin, my good friend Joel Clayfish, our good friend Ellie, my girlfriend Brittany. Being with Will, seeing Will Smith, the way he plays the game, the all-star starting catcher for the World Baseball Classic, two-time defending World Series champion. They're going for a three-peat. Great kid. Louisville, Kentucky, outdoorsman. I like it all. So we're going to talk about that on an upcoming episode, and we're going to talk about an experience we had with my good friend Dustin Lynch. I know you know his music. We're going to talk about his set list, his stage presence, his crowd control, our backstage shenanigans, our after party, the great Dustin Lynch, what we're going to be doing with him this summer, what we're going to be doing with Dustin this fall in hunting camp. And then today's episode is about another good friend of mine in the country music industry, the one and only Chase Rice. We just saw him in concert. He headlined the Drifters, the country music festival in our hometown of Reno, Nevada. I was supposed to be in Virginia doing a speaking engagement. It got postponed. It gave me the chance to get back to my home state of Nevada, hometown of Reno, from Wisconsin, from the turkey hunts and everything we did there in the baseball game I just mentioned. And we got to see Chase Rice headline. Amazing. Who was there with us, you ask? Myself, my girlfriend Brittany, my nephew Chase, his dad, my brother Clay, his girlfriend Nicole, our good friend Les Nesbitt. We always bring Les to Chase, and here's why. They hit it off. Chase calls Les Papa. Chase is probably 38, somewhere in there, 40. Les is 85. We took Les to Vegas with us. Les met Chase in hunting camp in Oklahoma. They hit it off. They stayed in touch. Chase gave Les his phone number. Les ain't a big texter, but when he does, it means something. So every once in a while, he'll send Chase, hey, I heard this song, or hey, here's a duck hunt I just had, or a big game on. So they communicate. Then we took Les for his 82nd birthday to Vegas. Chase was on tour with Kane Brown. They were playing the T-Mobile Arena, sold out. Chase is on stage, and he knows we're there because we'd seen him before the show. He got his passes. And he says, hey, I'd love everybody to wish my papa, Les Nesbitt, a happy birthday. And the whole crowd sang happy birthday to Les. 15,000 people, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, on the Strip. Chase Rice, Kane Brown, awesome show. And Les's look on his face was huge. The night before, guess where we went? Steve Aoki. We went to Steve Aoki. He's throwing cakes, EDM, music, bouncing, tub thumping, people's hands in the air. I'm older than anybody there by at least 15 years. Les is in his 80s. He's 60 years older than most people there. 70 for sure. 70, 65 years. There might have been some 35, 40-year-olders in there. Steve Aoki up there with his laptop and his beats, and he's mixing Journey with tub thumping and this rap song with this and Guns N' Roses with this. Is actually pretty cool. I would never go to again probably, but it was cool to experience. Chase was with us for that. Les, Dan, Dan Henderson. We had a blast. So here we are. Give me 1 second, please, just so I can make sure I'm not messing this up. I believe I'm doing it right, homie. So Les comes to this show with us. Now Les is 85. Chase is headlining this one. Awesome audience. It's windy, though. It's outdoors and it's windy. But we go back, and Chase has got his lab. Jack, you've seen Jack on Chase's albums, on his songs, his videos, his concerts. He brings them out. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little sip. Jack's backstage with us. I'm throwing him some bumpers. He's healing. He's fetching. We're petting him, getting pictures with the famous Jack. There's even been a song called Benchmark that was written about Jack and what he meant to certain people in Chase's life and Chase himself. Chase gets done getting ready for the show. Nandor, his tour manager, is unbelievable to us. Rolls out the red carpet. We have a little drinky poo with Chase. I met Chase Rice 6 years ago through Jack Daniels in Turkey Camp. My good friend Casey Nelson introduced me to Chase. We've been good buddies ever since. So we walk to the stage with Chase. We walk up the stairs with Chase. He goes to the left backstage behind the curtain. We go to the right, and we stand in the zone over by like where they keep his guitars and his guitar tech is. And so now we're standing side stage for a great concert of Chase Rice. And Chase self-admits he was in bro country one time. One of the songs he still sings on stage is one he wrote that made him a lot of money called Cruise. He wrote it with the Florida Georgia Line Boys. He was living with them, and they wrote it. I remember being at Losers or Winners in Midtown Nashville for Whiskey Jam. My buddy Ward puts on Whiskey Jam. And they introduced Chase. I didn't know who he was. They go, hey, we got Chase Rice in the house. Just got a #1 with Cruise, Florida Georgia Line. Everybody went nuts. He got up on stage and sang it. And that song became a smash, sensation, chart topper for months, probably years. One of the biggest country hits of all time, if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me on that. Do some research, some due diligence yourself, and see if I'm somewhat correct. But Chase has had success with that, but he kind of admits he was in that bro country and he wanted to get out of it. And he started writing songs that meant something to him about his upbringing, his life, his family, his country life, his country, like I said, his childhood and his college career as a football player and NASCAR job and traveling the country and being around rodeo and ranches and farming and hunting and dogs and outdoors. And he's just written some bangers. And he didn't even sing my favorite, Oklahoma. He did sing it a couple months ago when I saw him in Nashville. He dedicated Oklahoma to me at Chiefs on Broadway. He was doing a special engagement during the SCI convention in February, and Brittany and I got to go to it with Eddie, Chase's manager, who Eddie also manages the great Whiskey Myers, who I'm wearing their shirt, which their new album should be album of the year. It's got a song on there called Icarus that is absolutely amazing. Midnight Woman, amazing. I Got to Move, amazing. Time Bomb, amazing. Tailspin, amazing. Rowdy Days, amazing. I mean, frickin' every song on it, it's genius. But Eddie also manages Whiskey Myers, and I sat with Eddie with Brittany in Nashville and watched. And he did sing Oklahoma that night, but I do have his set list from this night, and some of the songs that were awesome were, and I don't know if you've listened to a lot of his new stuff, but Walk That Easy and Bad Day. The Gonna Wanna is one of his smash bro country hits that the crowd goes crazy for. Then he sang a newer song that he wrote a few years ago that was on the I Hate Cowboys and All Dogs Go to Hell CD. If you read the word or the album, if you read those words, he doesn't really mean it when you listen to the song. But Key West to Colorado, Forever to Go, Two Tone Trippin', Circa 1943 that he wrote about his grandpa and going to war. That song's genius. He sang Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, a Garth Brooks cover that my other good buddy, Hayes Carl, who I'm getting ready to see at Green Hall in New Braunfels coming up in a couple weeks, he just covered that with Colt Lund, and Garth made that a smash. Remember, worn out tape of Chris Ledoux, lonely women and bad booze seem to be the only friends I left it all. This old highway's getting longer. I can't remember all the words, but Garth Brooks killed that song, made Chris Ledoux's career go through the roof. Chase covered that. Chase has done duets with Chris Ledoux's son, Ned Ledoux, in the past. This Cowboy's hat that Chris Ledoux made a huge hit and was had a fan base that would go to Chris Ledoux shows. Like I said, Chase is a fan of that stuff. He's done duets. He's written with Ned Ledoux, who's got his own music career now, country music, Western music career. So he does Much Too Young. Then he does Cruise. Then he does a huge shout-out tribute to the one and only Toby Keith, who was a friend of mine, a friend of our Cruise, a friend of Chase's. He does Should Have Been a Cowboy. Then he ends it with Lonely, Eyes on You. What a show. Just own the crowd. His voice sounded awesome. I can't say enough about Chase, man. I love watching his career. He's so talented, and it's so unassuming because he's always just like, I want to go hunting. I want to go call ducks. I want to be with Jack. And he's just a down-to-earth, ranching, farming, buffalo herd owning, duck chasing, duck calling, dog training, dog handling, country music, song writing, song singing, beer drinking, whiskey drinking, Jack Daniels loving, good time and friend. I hope Chase hears that and writes a song. I want all that in one song, Chase. I want that to be the title. But thank you to Chase. Thank you to Nandor. Thank you to the Drifters Music Festival. It was an amazing time. We had a blast. After the show, we go back for over an hour, get on Chase's bus. Les is having a great time. Pictures, tons of pictures. Jack, Chase, exchange some merch. Get him to sign the set list. Get him to sign this thing that says Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old on it. Chase just signed 3 albums for me when I was in Nashville, and the personalization that he put on them meant the world to me. I have shadow boxes being built with all of those. My friendship with Chase Rice means everything. He's been a guest on this podcast of This Life Ain't For Everybody. He's been a guest on the Foul Life podcast. We've had him in several duck camps in Wisconsin, in Kansas, in Oklahoma, Tennessee turkey camp. I've been with Chase in Los Angeles, California. I've been with him in Nevada. I've been with him in Texas. I've been with him in Oklahoma. Been with him in Kansas. Been with him in Wisconsin, like I said. Been with him in Tennessee. Been with him in Georgia. So I got history, boy. I love Chase Rice. I love his career. I love his music. I love his message. I love his stance. I love how much he loves to hunt, how much he cares about the animals we pursue, the respect for the resource and the farmers and the ranchers, how much time he spends alone on the road, pulling a trailer, living in the back of his truck and playing small town bars in Montana and Nebraska and Wyoming and North Dakota, South Dakota, Washington, Idaho. He just gets it. He's friends with so many country music songwriters and singers. He has the respect of all of them, and his career just continues to flourish. So to be in my hometown, to be backstage, to have Les there, and my brother Clay and the girls and my nephew Chase, and to get us to be on stage and watch it side stage and see Chase do his thing with his band, just awesome. It was a great night. Kudos to Drifters Music Festival, Reno, Nevada. I hope it continues to flourish and grow. I can't wait to see Chase again. I'm getting ready to see him again in Nashville in just a couple weeks. We're just going to be hanging out, but I love seeing him on the road, on stage when we can. Can't wait to have him back in duck camp this fall. And like I said, check out his old music, check out his new music, compare them, seeing what you like. The crowd's funny because they love the new stuff, but they love the old stuff. The girls go nuts for some of that old stuff. And they got their boyfriends and their husbands there with them, and they're getting all lovey-dovey. And Chase just puts those eyes on you, and it's over. Then he brought Jack out on stage, and Jack went around and people were taking pictures, and Chase would hold him up on his hind legs and kind of sing with him like they were singing together. And then Chase sat on the side of the stage and signed cowboy hats and baseball hats and koozies and boots and shirts, and bras were being thrown at him and posters, and this little kid was on his dad's shoulders, and he threw his hat up to Chase, and Chase made sure that he signed it and got it back to the kid. And I actually saw the kid the next night on his dad's shoulders again at the Dustin Lynch set that we're going to talk about on another upcoming episode of Jack Daniels Presents This Life Ain't For Everybody. Jack Daniels Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey, the one and only, the old number 7, the Gentleman Jack, the single barrel select, the single barrel proof, the gold 27, the 10, the 12, the 14, all the different cuts of that, the apple, the honey, the Tennessee Fire cinnamon, the new blackberry. Those are the 4 flavors. you got the Sinatra, you got the bonded rye, you got the bonded triple mash. I could go on and on. I got a little loot that I just found from a private collector that I just purchased that's coming to me from the state of Tennessee, right on the Mississippi border. I can't wait to show you that on our social media channels at Camo Space, Facebook, Bookface, whatever you call it, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you call them all. I don't know, but Camo Space is my favorite. I hope you all have built your profile over there if you haven't, but it'll be on our YouTube shorts. I hope you're loving the podcast, our sister podcast, The Foul Life, and then brand new episodes of season 18 of Benelli's The Foul Life TV show. That all of this got started. Our network was built because of hunting a mallard duck, and we do not take it for granted. Knowing guys like Chase Rice and Nandor, his tour manager, who again, like I said before, rolls out the red carpet, to hear those songs sung with such passion and the songwriting that went into them, what Chase's career is doing. I got to meet Chase because of hunting, because of our association with Jack Daniels, but I got to know Jack Daniels. I've always drank Jack Daniels, but I got to be partners with him through hunting, through a hunter that saw us in Nashville and was a huge fan of The Foul Life. His name was Brian. I thought he wanted to fight me when he first saw me, but he just wanted to talk in Tootsie's on Broadway. And that's how I got to fly out and meet with Jack Daniels. And now it's a long term. We're in year 9 with Jack Daniels. We just signed a 2-year extension. Couldn't be more blessed. We're honored. We're not humbled because we go into everything with humility. We thank the Lord upstairs, Jesus Christ, the Father, God, my dad up there sitting beside him, looking down on us. I hope he's proud. I know we're going to get to hunt with him again. I know he's up there hunting with my Grandpa Red, my Grandpa Carmen, my Grandma Aggie, my Grandma Irene, Uncle Cecil, Uncle Ben Donnelly, Aunt Ollie and Aunt Libby and Uncle Gus, Uncle Leo. I could go on and on. The Trailblazers, I give thanks to them. I talk to them. I pray every day. I'm honored to be on this side of the dirt and to be able to bring you this episode of This Life Ain't For Everybody, again brought to you by Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey, Jack Daniels. Enjoy it responsibly. Never allow underage drinking. Chase Rice, you are the man. Can't wait to have you back on the show. Can't wait to see another one of your shows. Wherever life takes you, we won't be far behind, and we will be seeing you in Hunt Camp again. Chad Belding, This Life Ain't For Everybody. Love on one another. Stay safe. Say hello to your family on a daily basis. Don't take life for granted. It's precious, and it goes by fast. Thank y'all so much for being here. Talk to you soon.